Welcome back, nail queens. Today I have a very heavily requested, long-awaited video for you guys. It is about jelly tips. Today's video is going to be a first impressions and application of the Painted Desert Quick Gel Tips. So if you've never heard of the Painted Desert, they're a USA-based company. They actually live local to me, and they provided all of the materials for this video. So thank you so much, the Painted Desert, for all of these supplies. I am so ecstatic to try out her products. And the main reason I'm mostly excited is because she offers extra short options, which in jelly tip world, there aren't a lot of companies that offer extra short lengths, let alone in a variety of shapes. So in this package, she provided all the items that I will need to apply the jelly tips. This is a Cactus Gelly. That is the name of their gel adhesive. This is what you use to apply the jelly tips to your nail. It's similar to builder gel in the concept, but it's a different consistency, different type of product. And then she also included a Glossy Top Coat. This is actually very essential for the underside of the tips to cover up the size numbers. I'll show you guys how I use this later on. This is amazing. And she provided 4 different styles of the jelly tips. And you guys saw it in the very beginning, a gel primer as well. Now I want to show you guys just how short these extra short, small, oval lengths are. So I keep my nails pretty short even when I apply medium length jelly tips from different brands. And I want to show you guys how close this is in size to what I prefer. So this is a great length for me. The extra short length barely comes over the free edge. It's long enough to seem like I can still type, but not too short that it's literally just passing my nail bed. At the time of recording this video, she didn't have more extra short options. They were just extra short, small oval. Well, now she has extra short almond and extra short coffin. So I've pre-ordered those sizes and I'm waiting for them to come in, and I definitely want to do a video on those when I remove the current set of jelly tips that I have on. So what I'm going to do now is take these jelly tips and I'm going to fit them to my nails, but I want to show you the natural arch. Look at that arch. There's not going to be a lot of space for my builder gel or cactus gel to fill in, and I like that because I don't want a thick and bulky nail. This also comes in 12 sizes, so I bet there's a size out there for you. I will say, if you order from the Painted Desert, your gel tips will not come in these baggies. They'll come in those gorgeous cases that I showed earlier. The only reason I got them in baggies is because she didn't have cases at the time of dropping this off at my house. But I wanted to get this content recorded for you guys and put into a video as soon as possible. So I'm excited to try this out. Right now, I'm fitting the short almonds. That's what they were labeled as. I'm fitting them sidewall to sidewall on my nail, and it is a process of elimination. You want to make sure the tip is perfectly fitted to your nail and the cuticle area. If they're too large for your nail, try the size down. And if the size down is too short, you're going to have to go to the larger size and then file the larger size to fit your nail. You don't want to go too short. So I'm going to show you a great example of too short right here. This size was almost perfect, but my nail is exposed a little bit on the right. So I'm going to pause it for a second right here. Maybe you can see. Right there, my nail is exposed on the right sidewall, so I need to go up in size and then try to file the larger size down a little bit so it makes it the perfect fit. Earlier, when I was showing you the arch and how it's a minimal arch, that's another thing to note. These shapes are flatter than the other brands that I have tried, and I think that's great because not everyone has sculpted, super arched nails, so they're looking for flatter options in sizes and shapes because you don't want to be applying a ton of gel under the tip and then have to risk seepage. So I'm going to prep my nails and prep the tips. I'm going to show you guys that process right now. What I'm doing is taking the primer and I'm applying it to my clean, natural nails. Out of habit, I always apply 2 layers of primer onto my nails and I let that air dry before I go in with the next step. These tips are not pre-etched, so in order for them to adhere best to the gel that you're going to be applying under them, it is important to pre-etch them. So I'm going to take this arbor band, prep band, and my e-file, and I'm just going to run it on the underside of the tip. I'm just feathering it. I'm not touching it very rough. I don't want to like really dig into the tip, and I'm just going to etch the underside of each of the tips. So I'm going to flip the tip back over and place it over my nail just to make sure that it's covering the whole area, and you'll notice it didn't cover the top. So I'm going to go back under and etch a little bit more and repeat this process for every single nail. I'm following the instructions as per the Painted Deserts YouTube channel. I watched one of their videos on their application. Every brand can be a little bit different on their recommendations. So what they recommend is after your primer has dried, apply a thin layer of Cactus Gelly to your natural nail and then cure that in your nail lamp for the full amount of time. I have a 48-watt lamp, so I cure for a full 60 seconds. You definitely want to make sure that the wattage on your lamp is adequate enough to fully cure your jelly tips. I also like to take the primer and apply it on the underside of the tip and let that air dry for a little bit. This gives it a little bit of a tackiness, and it's going to grip better to the Cactus Gelly when I apply that on the underside of the tip. So I'm just making sure the tip is the right one for this nail before I go applying Cactus Gelly to it. And what I do is I apply a thinnish layer of Cactus Gelly to the etched part of the nail, and then you're going to see me like scrape the brush right here on the underside of the tip. Just pay attention again in slow-mo. I'm scraping the brush right here at the cuticle area of the tip. And the reason I do that is because I need to deposit just a small amount of extra gel onto the nail. Then I'm going to turn on my lamp and then place the tip at a 45-degree angle starting at the cuticle area, and I'm going to try to float the gel down towards the free edge. I did at some point realize maybe there was a little bit too much gel on the nail because it started to seep out. So what I do is I just scrape the whole tip off. It helps me scoop off any gel that's on my nail, and then I'll just use my silicone tool to remove any excess. So if you feel like you have a little too much gel on your nail, don't cure it, just scrape it off and then start over. So now I like the amount of gel that I have. I'm applying pressure from cuticle to free edge and flash curing in this mini lamp that I got off of Amazon. Painted Desert does offer a mini curing lamp on their website for $30. It's really pretty, and I do plan on purchasing it in the future. If I find that there's gel on the underside and it's touching my skin, I quickly want to scrape that away. So I'm using my silicone tool and spreading that out from under away from my skin. You definitely don't want to cure the gel on your skin. So if you notice any gel is on your skin, definitely remove that before you fully cure. Then I'm going to finish fully curing for a full minute in my nail lamp. I'm almost done with this nail, but I need to cover up the number that's on the inside. So my recommendation for doing this is take a glossy gel top coat and wipe it on the underside of the tip, being sure not to touch your skin, of course, and then cure that in your nail lamp for a full 60 seconds. When you take it out of your nail lamp, it completely fills in the grooves and hides the number that's on the tip. Now to finish off everything, I'm just going to file off the edges a little bit, fine tune the shape. It has a little like rough edge at the very tip of it, so I just want to smooth that out and make sure that the shape is completely perfect and no gel seeped underneath the tip. So this next step, you don't have to do it, but I like to. I just take this very fine cuticle bit and I try to flush the tip flush with my cuticle. So if any gel seeped out on that side, I'm using this bit to remove any gel that seeped out near the cuticle area and also make the cuticle area more flush and natural looking. And that is my jelly tip application. You can choose to rough up the surface and go into whatever nail enhancement that you'd like to use, but I'm going to just put some cuticle oil on for now until I finish up the rest of the nails. So remember, all of my nails already have 2 coats of primer on them. I'm applying a thin coat of the Cactus Gelly to each nail and fully curing that in my nail lamp as per the Painted Desert instructions. Following the same instructions as before, I'm going to apply Cactus Gelly to the underside of my tip. I'm trying not to apply a lot because we saw what happened earlier when I applied too much. I had to scrape it off and remove. And I've noticed as I've been using all these different jelly tip systems over the past few months that when you're using a new to you liquid, so the Cactus Gelly is new to me, it does take some getting used to, trying to get used to how much liquid to apply to the underside of the jelly tip. So I'm working on my pinky nail now, and it needs obviously less gel than any of my other nails because it's my smallest nail. So my recommendation would probably be to work from your pinky all the way to your biggest finger. So work from smallest to largest, just gradually adding a little bit more gel to the underside of the tip as you go on. And just like before, I'm applying gel top coat to the underside of the tip to hide the number of the size of the tip. You can file it off, but I prefer to apply gel top coat. I find it's a lot easier, and it covers up any builder gel that may have seeped out, because if you didn't know, you can actually get lint stuck to the builder gel. So applying the no wipe top coat is so convenient for ensuring you don't get lint or dust underneath there. So I noticed that it was starting to seep out on my sidewalls onto my skin, so I immediately slid and scraped off any gel that is on my nail, and I need to wipe off any gel that got on my fingers. I do not want to cure this gel on my skin, so I'd much rather take the tip off before I cure it and wipe it off. And I'm going to remove a little bit of excess gel, that way it doesn't happen to me again when I apply the jelly tip for the second time. So I'm going to place the nail at a 45-degree angle and then lay it flat by applying pressure to the cuticle region and slowly bringing it towards the free edge. Once the gel reaches my free edge, I stop and I start flash curing. I don't want the gel to go too much further past my free edge because it gets really messy. Now, if you're concerned about getting gel on your skin, I do have a life pro tip, especially with those who have short nails and the gel easily seeps out onto our skin. Grab some peel base and apply it to your free edge, all the skin areas like where your exposed skin is and where the gel likes to hang out on when you're applying your jelly tips. This will ensure that the gel doesn't touch your skin. Obviously, it's still going to seep out, but it's going to seep out onto the peel base, not your skin. So I'm just going to be quiet for a couple of minutes so you can see my Cactus Gelly and jelly tip application in slow-mo without me talking. And there it is. Just like that, all of the tips are applied. I just have to fully cure my hand in my full-size lamp and then apply gel top coat to the underside of the tips. Remember, if you don't apply gel top coat to the underside and you're kind of like covering any seeped out builder gel, if you don't take care of that, you can get lint stuck to the builder gel and you don't want that. It just, trust me, I've tried it. It sucks. It ain't great. So make sure you apply gel top coat to cover that seeped out builder gel and to hide the numbers on your tips. So if you're wondering what is next, it comes to filing, fine-tuning the shape, and also thinning out the cuticle area. So I just need to inspect the sidewalls, make sure no gel seeped out, which I've gotten pretty good at this. Over time, I've been practicing a lot, gotten pretty good, so gel rarely seeps out on me now. And I need to file the cuticle area flush, so that's what I'm doing with my hand file here. But I also love this little drill bit to file the cuticle area flush. But if you don't have this drill bit, definitely you can use a hand file. Just be sure to not touch your skin with it. Also, you can totally clip down your tips to a different shape. The only thing that I would recommend is you don't try to reshape your tips. Like cutting them down is fine, but don't try to reshape them because they come pre-made with the structure and the strength all the way on like the sides of the tips. And you'll notice like the tip and the side walls, they're very, very strong. That's like the strongest point of the tips. So you don't want to reshape them and then lose the integrity of that structure. I have a lot more to say and tons of tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way, but I don't want this video to run too long, so I'll be sure to create more jelly tip videos in the future. So definitely hit subscribe if you aren't already so you get notified for those.